Brown guy with tattoos. I think I'm covered. We're looking for a brown guy with tattoos. Perfect.
Is that the AK day?
That was the AK day. So
chest blasted.
Chest. He just won.
How about this? We'll give something for the listeners. All right.
Dude, if people understood that they can get slapped at any fucking point in time, they would legitimately shut the fuck up. Fucking take the labels off of this shit. They want to drink the bleach, drink the bleach. So day drinking, and I was like,
I caught that. I'm like, motherfucker! It's 11.
We're at work.
11 o'clock.
It's 11 o'clock in the morning.
Work at least.
It's 11 o'clock in the morning.
Too, but I was like, yes.
Now it's time for me to talk about Blood Dick.
Right.
Why the fuck were you guys talking about that before the fucking episode? Hashtag Blood Dick.
So awesome.
Listen. Welcome to the Covert Standard. That's right. This is Covert Standard you tuned into again. We had some technical difficulties recording this. We had El Jefe on the show with us and forgot to turn his mic up. So there's going to be a little bit of delay here at the beginning, but that's okay because I can go ahead and plug our sponsor. Don't forget to go to www.stonecoldworks.com. It's your number one stop shop for everything that you want for painting. That's going for any type of design you want on your guns and much more. So check out his website. It's really fucking cool. And let him know that Covert Standard sent you over there. And without further ado, enjoy the show. Technical difficulty because I forgot to turn Jefe up. Jefe, talk.
That's what it sounded like. Yeah.
Talk something.
I'm
Say
talking.
something.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So you got to do reintroduction.
No, there's no. It's still on. I didn't stop it.
Oh,
Are we recording right now?
It was a hiccup.
They're listening to our technical
It was a glitch. It was a glitch.
Glitch in the Matrix.
The Matrix. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So sorry. Continue.
D,
whatever you were saying because we didn't hear a fucking word you
I was
said.
just saying he had a shit-eating grin, so whatever it is that
It's
he's
gotta be
hiding,
good.
it's got to be good, and he's trying to
It's
trigger
not gonna
Chase
be
with
good.
it.
They're playing this up too hard.
The best
He's
part
still
about this.
fucking grinning.
I'm
Look at
already
that, though.
triggered.
The best part about this is we're talking about so much, so it just shuts it down.
Yeah,
a little bit.
no,
So
it's gonna ruin it.
small.
So I know you said you watched a couple episodes. Chase, did you watch the Wako show that's on Netflix at all?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So,
Do I need to?
oh yes,
It
and
is-
everybody that's listening to, watch it. I think it's worth watching.
So we had an episode before where we talked about Waco, we talked about Ruby Ridge, and we
Right.
talked about the Oklahoma City bomber.
Yeah.
Well, they have a show on Netflix right now, which we highly recommend for all of our listeners to go watch on Netflix. That kind of tells. You've watched the whole thing, right?
Yes.
Okay, I have not yet. So, do you agree that that's something you should watch? It's educational.
Okay. So all right.
Nothing's changed, right?
Let me tell this. Let me paint this.
Yeah.
Paint this picture here.
Paint this picture.
So D2 is younger, and she had no idea Waco, Texas.
Was it a thing?
Existed
Was it a
as
thing?
a city or an event.
She had
all
no
right.
idea. Okay.
She had no idea. She had nothing.
Okay.
And so we go to watch this thing.
I meant to
and
aim it like lower, but apparently not.
so we get to where you're at, Fred, to
Okay.
where episode 2.
Okay.
And so the cops are there. She's like, wait, or no, it was the end of episode 1. And she's like, so
Okay, go ahead.
is this like a 2-episode deal? Like the cops are going to be there. I don't understand what's going to happen here.
I don't understand. Has no idea. Has no idea.
And then like we get like 3 or 4 episodes in, and she's like, "Are these people going to be okay?"
Still has no fucking clue.
Nope, they're
Okay.
not.
Oh, honey, no.
It is not very. I would say it's anti-chase law enforcement. Like
Okay.
anti-chase mentality and anti-law enforcement.
Oh, so
it's
shitty?
ATF, bro. What do you expect?
So like the movie or the show is written based on a book that was written by
What
the
book?
ATF agent that was undercover. All right,
When did this happen again?
93.
So horrible fucking tactics.
93.
Yeah.
Horrible tactics is what you're saying.
Yeah, you know and I'm
pretty
sorry
bad.
to interrupt, but it's funny that all of the 3%ers have been bringing this up because they were talking about.
Oh, it's definitely because
like,
of this. It's so
the other
anti-law
day.
enforcement.
Oh,
This
yeah.
this show is so anti-law enforcement.
I mean-
but it's also
And it's written by a guy that was law
But it's
enforcement.
ATF, bro.
Well, he got
probably
put
doing it from
out-
their
he
point
got
of view.
burned. He got
Yes.
burned bad by
yeah?
them.
Okay.
So
Yes, he did.
Well, I haven't finished it, and I know the story, but I don't know everything about it. Like, I don't know that
Same
part.
thing for
Yeah.
me. You know, like that's why I liked it. Of like, there's a lot of things in it that I didn't know, and a lot of things that like I know to take with a grain of salt too. But it is like there is basically most of the movie or show, I keep on calling it a movie, is kind of based around this dichotomy that they set up in the first episode when they're talking about Ruby Ridge, which is the negotiator and then the tactical assault team leader.
Okay.
And so that's a really kind of, if it has a core or like a message it's trying to put across, it's a little ham-fisted with, it's definitely that of like law enforcement's getting too militarized and
government's overstepping boundaries.
And that's
well,
coming
it's
from
not
the-
even necessarily that. Like, because like again, the majority of the perspective is either the ongoings of what's going on in the cult or the perspective of the negotiator for the FBI.
Quick
'cause
question.
The FBI negotiator kind of got fucked over.
Yeah.
Quick question. When they're talking about the cult, are they bringing up any of the kid fucking he was doing?
So
Because he was fucking some kids.
they brought up that he was
Yes and no.
Okay. Because the reason why I asked that was kind of part of the reason that they went in. It wasn't just
remember
guns.
the remarriage. Yeah, they talk
Yeah.
about
Right.
it.
No, yeah, they definitely do.
Like he was like knocking up like
14-year-olds,
Yeah,
13,
14, 12. I think.
No,
was
she was
one.
12.
When
Yeah,
does
one
this
was
get
12.
to when I'm supposed to get triggered?
well,
Are we
they
building
keep
up? We're still building up?
They keep on cutting
I'll
it
wait
off,
over
but
here.
you're so combative now. So I'm not
First and foremost,
He's on defense. He has no
Right,
idea what
right,
it is. He's
right,
on
right,
defense.
already there. Secondly, duh. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it should. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a little
Yeah.
fucked. Yeah.
So
Okay.
that actually really had no. I mean, that had nothing to do with why the ATF was there.
No,
Why was the
I think that
ATF
was
there?
part of the reason why
The ATF was-
somebody needed to go in.
Why was ATF?
It was that, but,
But
it also
Child
combined
Protective
with
Services
the
and other
fucking-
people have been called, and they'd gone in and couldn't find
and they
anything.
couldn't find anything. The ATF was there because they got a black eye and they wanted to redeem themselves. That's what he's telling the story of.
That's
And now-
what it was about.
And
That's why they didn't like disengage when they should have.
yes,
Because weren't they like buying and selling shit too?
and that was
I
Ruby
mean, they're
Ridge.
working at gun shows and stuff, but legal stuff.
That
Yeah.
Ruby Ridge is where you're talking. The sawed-off shotgun.
I didn't really like
Well,
how
no,
they
Waco
portrayed
was too.
Ruby Ridge either,
No.
by the way.
Yeah,
they
I didn't like it.
oversimplified that thing. They made it sound like that dude was sitting there selling sawed-off shotguns to everybody.
They did make it seem like that, but I think the reason why they kept it short was just to give you a small premise,
Right.
Because the main story is that
It's Waco.
that long.
I mean,
yeah.
it's about Waco.
It's about
Yeah,
Waco,
Yeah. But I didn't. I get why they did what they did, but I didn't like how
I
simplistic.
I
it was.
liked how they showed. I liked how they showed the black eye. I like how
Yeah.
they kept it the same. They fucked up. They shot the
have this-
kid.
they have
Well,
this
the
bruised
FBI
ego
fucked
and-
up.
Yes,
But then they blamed the ATF,
And they
then
blamed
the
the ATF.
ATF had the black eye.
yes.
Yeah, and so like that's where it sets up that like dichotomy of like the negotiator's pissed and wants to do an internal investigation because the tactical response team actually got an accommodation of how well they did. And they were the ones responsible for
And a
the
$10
woman
million
getting.
budget.
Even though they fucked up everything.
Increase.
Well, not everything.
So the ATF just needs to be better at blaming, though.
The FBI didn't shoot that kid. That was the ATF. The FBI
Yes,
shot
yes.
the wife that was holding the baby.
That was holding the baby. Yep.
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
which is pretty bad.
Both are pretty fucking bad.
Because he gave it tells a story in the show. Again,
I wonder if that's how the ATF did it. It's like, hey, we didn't shoot the kid. You know what I mean?
But-
like they're sitting there trying to explain it, and they're like, hey, listen, we only shot the woman
yeah,
holding
we
the baby.
didn't fuck that up.
Yeah.
Too bad.
They
bro.
shot the fucking
They
kid.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
bro.
That's on them.
they got a black eye and they ate it in court and everything. And then now they're talking about Waco, which leads up further into things. But it's under that's they wanted to get past that. You know, just to kind of give you,
what did they dedicate like 10 minutes to it? Like
Yeah.
they try to do quick.
So
They were steaming through
the
it,
real
yeah.
question: what started the fire?
we haven't. Well,
Oh, we got.
He
we got that
hasn't
far?
got there.
I know the story though.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
it's not that I don't know the story. I know that it was they blamed it on tear gas, but
a specific type that they weren't supposed to be
they
using.
weren't supposed to be using. But they said it's because that's how it burned on the flame. But they say that the actual witnesses and everybody says that, and they apparently they have either video footage or something like that of it looking like that they were using
FBI
flamethrowers.
was, yeah.
That they were using flamethrowers directly into the building.
There was something though where there was like a type of tear gas that they weren't supposed to be using that they said they didn't use, and then they found the canisters there, and they're like, "Hey, this type of tear
what does
gas
the show
does start
say?
fire."
So the show actually doesn't blame canisters at all. It
Of course.
it shows the all-terrain vehicles that they used with like basically wrecking cranes that would have hoses to feed the tear gas in.
Yeah.
And
That's how it happened.
they fucked in. They basically destroyed the buildings to where like in the show they trapped these people in there because they were wrecking the
It was
house.
like a 51-day standoff, right?
So like they had all the women and children in their vault, which was like their walk-in fridge. So all of the women and children were in there, and they were doing it all throughout the house. And they're like, well, they're in the vault, and it's not getting in there. We got to get it in the vault. So they cram it through one of the concrete walls and get it in the vault. But they had collapsed the wall in front of the door, so no one could open the door to escape. So they just suffocated and
So
killed
in
all
the
the
show,
women and
they're
children.
setting it as
Of them dying from that before the fire even got to them.
So how did everybody die?
A combination. Well, really, is asphyxiation. Other than
And everybody getting shot in the head.
Well,
Where did that come into play?
is that show or is that truth? Like, I don't remember
according to this show,
choking on tear gas
there was
and shit.
2 people that got shot in that. There was Steve, and then there was David Koresh.
According to the other non-show stuff, a majority of the people were shot because of Koresh. Is that the one who was running?
David Koresh.
Instead of the fire getting to them, he said he was going to. He didn't say that. Excuse me. 'Cause I don't
Supposedly,
know
what
that.
happened was he sent people out there to start shooting people.
No, he started shooting them because he didn't want
He did it himself.
us to. Excuse me.
Kill them.
Sorry, ATF to.
Yeah.
To the fire to take them or some
Right.
shit. Oh yeah, bro. I haven't watched the fucking thing, but I love that part. I love. That sounds bad. I love Wako.
Like I get what you kind of mean though, like the history of it.
Yes,
like,
because of the
The history of it's real easy to get caught up in.
Right. Yes, the black eye ATF. I mean, that's the ATF. They suck. That's just the way that is. But like tactical teams of how they approach and blah 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 and what fucked
why
up.
are we doing things differently? It's because of this fuck
How
up.
did we fuck this up?
Yeah.
And it's a big lesson in general for us and like a lot of other teams of how not to be fucking terrible.
So
don't be so fucking stupid.
What would be your takeaway when you talk about that? Like just tactics that they used that were wrong?
Yeah, and the whole ladder thing, and then getting up there, and then getting shot, and then their guy was stuck up there, and then how they put gas into the fucking place, and they fucked that up.
Anything other than that?
Approached everything tactically. Was fucking terrible.
Bullshit. Yeah.
I think
for the reason that they're there. I mean, I don't know. I don't really care.
No. That's not even what I'm getting at. Because like what the show really tries to impart on you, and again, I don't know enough to know how accurate it is, but basically, like the negotiator was getting people to get out. Like he was getting women and children out. It was like 18 people, but it wasn't happening very fast, and they were like, "All right, your way's bullshit." So we're gonna let the tactical guys take over. And they cut the power. Like they traded some kids for milk,
standoff.
And so they cut the fucking power, so all the milk went bad.
Yeah.
And the milk was needed for the babies because the women were too stressed to like have breast milk
To produce,
Yeah.
So now they have babies with no milk.
Right.
And hopefully that would. I'm assuming from the point of the negotiator or whoever was doing that hopefully gives you to the point of, hey, bring the baby out.
It wasn't the negotiators. It was the guy in charge.
Whoever
that was letting the tactical guys take it. And of course that didn't work. It made things worse. Yeah,
good call.
Right.
It's weird. It's weird how that shit doesn't work when you're talking about people that death would be more.
Well, I mean, like it's just
not necessarily preferable,
like World
but
War
rewarding.
II. Like if we bomb this city, that'll crush their will to fight, and it actually just made it harder.
Huh.
Like they wanted to fight more.
Yeah, it pisses them off more.
Right.
So the Koresh was running a cult, right?
Yeah,
That was
of course.
That was 100%.
Whole reason why it was
God, it
over
was so weird,
guns
too.
and it was over girls and some other shit.
Well, they were like the reason the ATF were involved because they did do something with guns. It wasn't just buying and reselling. They themselves were modifying their guns.
They were
Grenade bodies were mailed to their addresses. What they said in the show.
Making them auto.
They were.
That's what they were doing. But as far as what they had proof of what they were doing, wasn't that?
No. They were making them auto, but ATF is shit and doesn't bring up all of this good information.
I mean, it wasn't that they didn't bring up good information. It was that they didn't have good cop work. Like they didn't have any proof that they were doing that.
Here's the thing. The worst part is like when the guy who's running the cult says, "Hey, I know you're an informant for the ATF, and I know you're about to fucking do a raid." You probably don't do the raid that day.
Well, and so that's kind of part of what
because that's what happened.
The show is written.
It's written by that guy,
more or less, and that guy, like Koresh told him he knew they were coming. He didn't say like we're getting armed and we're going to shoot you.
No.
He said we know that you're coming.
But if the guy
he ran the fuck home, the undercover guy, he ran back to his base, called his person, told him to fucking call it off, and the guy didn't want to hear it and said fuck you.
Of course.
And so he got in his vehicle and drove to like the caravan of guys that were coming in, tried it again to verbally and physically stop them. They just drove around him, went in, got their fucking shit kicked in, and then after the fact, they threw that undercover agent under the bus and said that he was just actually enamored by David Koresh.
Probably turned and flipped.
And didn't tell them that they were going into danger.
Oh, weird.
God.
That guy got burned hard.
None of that.
American government.
Yeah, none of that, to be honest with you, from what I was saying, matters. The point that I was making is if the guy running the fucking cult that you're about to do a raid on says, hey, we know you're coming, you probably adjust how you're coming.
Right.
I'm like, all right, if you know that I'm going to be here.
I generally do adjust how I'm coming.
So in the show, it's pretty harsh. Like, so how the show shows it is they are armed. They're kind of watching from like different vantage points as far as the cult, but they're not.
Well, they did train. Like they trained for that type of shit too.
They're not trying to engage lethally initially.
No, but David knew how to take up vantage
David
points.
Koresh runs out unarmed, which is on video. Like, this part is true. I've fucking seen it. Yeah. He comes out and tries to calm him down and stop him. Yeah, no. What you can't tell from the video is that who shot first. You can't tell. That's not enough information as for what happened in reality. Yeah. In the show, they showed it as the ATF agents. 2 of them come up on some dogs, shoot the dogs, and then the rest of the agents start opening fire because they hear gunshots.
They assume that's
how it's done in the show. How it was happening in real life, that's the whole thing, and like no one will ever know.
That's probably the easiest way to explain it.
Right.
They came up on some guard dogs, shot the guard dogs, and set everybody else
started shooting because they shot their dogs.
Yeah, and then they show like the lawyers eventually did come in during the siege, and like we're like all this physical evidence is showing these bullet holes coming in from this direction. Like, and they said they weren't shooting from the helicopter, but there's bullet holes in the rooftop.
Kind of hard to do
inward, that. Like, this is all bullshit. What they're saying is bullshit.
People are shooting up in the air, bro. Lands down. Come on now.
That's exactly what are you talking about? You didn't see the video of the guy on top of the compound shooting into the roof for some fucking reason?
I would say overall this show is pretty anti-law enforcement for sure. But
Isn't
more than
this
anything,
like the
it's
second or third one they've done.
Oh yeah. There's been a lot. There's an
recently
awful,
though.
No, there was an awful one in the 90s. There was a really bad one.
Yeah. No, well, they did one like recently, but it was on cable.
Sure.
I can't remember the name of it.
The Netflix one it's good either way. It's good. I don't know that I agree with everything. I definitely think it's worth a watch, but I think
was definitely a fucking cult. It was so weird.
So like, as far as like the child fucking thing, like it wasn't.
It came to him in a dream. So
yeah, I mean it's the standard cult stuff. Yeah. He wasn't having sex with 8-year-olds. There's nothing that implies
12-year-olds.
That doesn't fucking make it better.
He did knock up a 12-year-old, and it was kind of the same thing.
Had a baby, and then he switched the marriage.
It was kind of the same thing as Jonestown. Well, not quite. Jonestown was I'm the only one who can have sex here.
I kind of want to read more into what Chase was.
Yeah, because he was fucking
saying
the dudes
as far
too,
as the bullet holes of a bunch of people getting shot, because I've never heard of that being physical evidence.
Like 5.
The burden of sex falls on him, is what he was saying.
Yes,
because like that's a thing there's got to be autopsies on.
There's the
people,
that stupid shit, and then there was the original ones where they threw the canisters in, and that's what lit it on fire, and then it's yeah, we never used canisters. We used the fucking, like, the tanks that had the poles that fucking stuck in there to put the gas in there.
But they found the canisters.
So they found some canisters, but that's what I'm saying.
But majority of it was that. But, like, I don't know. There's that gas is super incendiary. Like, it's really easy for that shit to catch fire, which is easily what could have caught it. Like, it didn't need to be a deliberate effort.
I thought it was a CS gas, so it's not very easy to fucking catch on fire. Like, not at all.
They were blaming it.
It must be a different type of fucking fire.
It was a CS type tear gas. It wasn't supposed to catch fire, but they blamed it on it, saying that it must have gotten caught onto like the drapery and caught fire. And the controversy the argument was that they were using flamethrowers. That's the argument. But they were blaming
Who was using flamethrowers?
There is. I've seen the footage before. I couldn't pull it up for you directly, but it literally does look like what it looks like to me is that the cranes that they were using to fucking pump the gas in, something on that end caught that gas on fire, and it was just fucking shooting flames out of it into the house.
Oh, I mean, that's
so it wasn't a flamethrower, but something fucked up and caught the gas on fire.
One way to solve the problem. You burn them to the ground, they can't fight back. I mean,
hey, it worked, right?
Yeah, but that's not right.
It's not so it's not ATF's fault.
If we're gonna get into like the cult thing, like how terrible this cult was, there was one girl that was 14 or 12. I think she was 12. when they got married, which is fucked up as shit.
And had a kid.
12, and had a kid. And
12 was the youngest one.
Right.
From what I remember hearing about it, 12 was the youngest one.
It wasn't like a gaggle of 12-year-olds. It was like a whole bunch of women and then a 12-year-old.
Because he kind of did, going back to like the Jonestown thing, it wasn't just he would go in and kind of replace the husband.
Yeah, so like the husband still lived with them.
Yeah.
But he was the only one that could fuck him.
Yeah.
Like it's every cult.
It wasn't just the older women. It would also be the kids, and like the oldest one was 12.
I just get to fuck him.
Yeah,
which
you got to live with her and put up with her, but I'm the one.
You get to deal with her.
The show definitely tries to play. Like there's a scene of him having sex with like his main squeeze, his main wife, and he stops.
Main bitch.
And
I'm starting to enjoy it, so I cannot do that.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
That was like,
okay.
I don't fucking believe this shit for a second.
Going.
I don't believe.
He'd keep going.
I don't believe any.
He thinks he's God. God can fill. No, he's fine.
D2 didn't know shit about shit when it came to that, and she came away from it thinking David Koresh was a massive piece of shit, and it's pretty much all the reason all those people died is because of him. Not necessarily that cops didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, she didn't see the perspective. Okay, I get it.
But like,
good call, D2.
I still watched that and thought that they were really trying to play him in a very positive light.
They did. Like he was a good,
I'm sure they were.
He was just a misunderstood guy. Like that's what it seemed to me.
You're kind of early on to it. When you see more fucked up shit that he does later in the show, but overall the fact that they're making an attempt to be fair-handed, I don't know. Maybe it's closer to the truth. I don't know.
You've seen it. And it was like one 12-year-old. Did they talk about like any of the teens? Because supposedly it was like a bunch of other
teenagers,
mid and late teen.
They said he had consent in this TV show too. By
you
the
can't
way.
Consent if you're 15. But what would happen?
12.
Well,
but they said they mentioned it while he was talking. While they were talking about
supposed to be married or something too.
They
in
said,
Texas it's legal to have
the parent would, but he was fucking the mom too.
I don't think he was fucking the mom.
He was on some of them.
No, well, yeah, but but that one, the mom left. He was fucking the older sister, which was weird. Okay. It was like his main and first wife. Because like the family was her older sister.
Because like the family would come in and then he would take over as the husband and then also fuck the kids.
I mean, it's regular cult shit.
Yeah,
you get everybody to believe you and then you fuck all their wives.
Yeah,
standard.
How most of them work.
Isn't that why you make cults?
I think I'm gonna start a cult.
I was about to say, what else would you do with a cult, bro?
I am the only one that can take the burden of sex from you. You can't have sex. Are you willing to be celibate? As soon as he asked me that, I gotta go.
That was some fucking Jonestown shit. He's like, I'm the only one that can do the fucking.
It's so common.
So even if the guys want to fuck,
but
I have to do it to you.
People are willing to give that up is weird to me. Like the fact that there were so many people, and then he would just go, "Are you willing to be celibate?" And they're like, "Yeah, okay, I'll be celibate." Yeah,
that's because you start real slow.
Cults are really complicated, but like. Think about all the different religions that ask that of men already. Like they don't generally have wives in that situation, but like priests, every single priest. There's a lot of like Buddhist monks. That's a lot of it.
All of the main ones.
Yeah, like
all of the main religions.
Giving up sex is pretty popular for like someone that wants to take religion very seriously.
It's kind of the main thing they ask for.
Yeah, and so like that's where a lot of it ties into. I don't know. This is all.
It does make it easier, but they also don't start with that shit.
Right.
That's something that they put in way later on when you've already kind of given up
sales pitch.
Yeah, no.
He's not talking to the drummer in the bar like, "Hey, do you want to come back to my place and never have sex again?"
Yeah, you're already
That's
giving
exactly
up
what he did,
your chance of getting out of here. So now I can throw some wild shit at you because you're not leaving. Like, there's no chance of you doing that.
I have social control over you. Yeah. That's how a lot of cults work is social control.
That's how gangs work. That's how cults work.
Oh, for sure.
Anything organized, it works like that. They prey on the fact that you don't have anything and I can give you things.
Yeah.
Like that's literally what it is.
Yeah.
Like you want to leave? That's fine. You can leave. Everybody that you know and love will hate you.
Yeah. You're not going to have shit. No one's going to. Scientology. If you can leave, you can't talk to your wife and kids because they're not going with you.
If you look at the psychology behind gangs, like I've actually read about this, and in psychology class we actually talked about this and did a school project.
Tell us about your childhood.
I mean, your brown tattoos, bro.
That was good. I can't believe you didn't give him like a or something.
Well, no,
I'm still waiting to be triggered.
Oh,
he's defensive still.
Yeah, that's why he's not talking. So he's
going to be a bad man the rest of the time.
You know what he's waiting for? You know what he's waiting for?
Something better than bullshit.
No, because I watched Lethal Weapon lately. So he's sitting over there.
He's waiting.
the psychology behind it. Hold on, before we jump into that.
Lethal Weapon.
No, let Fred go.
They if you were to interview people that are either ex-gang members or in gangs or whatever, if you interview them, the majority of them will tell you it's because they didn't have a family, they didn't have a place to be, a security, and that's what the gang gave.
They didn't have a structure.
Yeah, and the gang gave it to them. It's almost it's literally the same thing as a
the military,
as a cult or military too.
Yeah, or law enforcement.
To be honest with you, any religion.
Sure,
it doesn't have to be a cult. Just religion in general.
You got to fit in
some
somewhere.
Structure.
See, I fit in anywhere though.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
No.
I do.
All right, yeah.
So the white brown guy.
The white brown guy. As wanted.
Dillon's ready to change the topic.
Lethal Weapon.
Okay, so you watch it. Let's set the scene here. When did you watch it? What was
last
going on?
night?
Okay.
Now,
okay.
What are we talking about?
I've seen the beginning and I've seen the end. There was a good chunk of the middle that I missed.
Oh,
just because.
So then you don't get a fucking
opinion.
No opinion.
Well, I was actually gonna probably agree with Chase, but fuck him now.
No, it's fine. I already know that I'm right,
makes sense
bro.
because the beginning and the end are the only things that talk about Christmas.
Yeah. This is like the thought that I had was when you do see Christmas on the screen, it's very dark. So you're right. It doesn't have this theme of it's
tone.
Christmas and
That's
happy.
all tone.
It's a very depressed Christmas.
We playing this game?
But
you think it's still
it's
Christmas?
The reason.
Do you think it's Christmas or not?
Or you pro?
Don't worry about what I think.
It's not even that cool.
Don't worry about what I think.
Where's the suppressor?
Just for those that can't see, everybody's trying to kill me, depending on my answer.
Nobody's trying. Nobody's
gonna believe you because it's an
only
audio
one
show.
of you have a shotgun, and that's probably what I'm more worried about.
It's an audio show. There are no weapons in this room,
bro. But it's sexy.
The beginning of it does have the Christmas shit, and even at the end, there's the tree. The gifts are unopened.
Hold on, before we go there, the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Describe it for us. How does this open?
Well, with the woman dancing, she's like wakes up, she's half naked and everything. She's dancing on the ledge, and she's either.
How is she dancing? Show me.
I don't remember how she's dancing.
Show me how she was dancing.
She does have some small titties, yeah. I don't know, but she's high on something or whatever. But she either falls or she's pushed. She falls off.
Yeah. And dies.
Yes.
And you watch it.
Yes.
Okay.
But it does start with the Christmas movie, and then it like you described, it had been a while since I seen it, so I needed to see it, and wife wanted to see it, like you were talking about it. She's like, "Hey, let's watch it."
Right.
Fucking why not? But yeah, seeing the parts that I did, it does have a heavy Christmas theme.
Okay.
And for it to be a Christmas movie, it'd have to be a dark Christmas movie. Like it would be darker than Die Hard.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's a dark movie.
This is a depressed Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Because that motherfucker wanted to kill himself the whole time.
You're making that up.
I'm not making it up.
Yeah, with a fucking hollow point. Or a non-hollow point, actually. It was...
what do you call it?
It was an FMJ.
Yeah.
And he's like,
that would do a
I
better
got a
job.
fucking full metal or a fucking hollow point for this.
Got a non-hollow point and blow the back of my head out.
That's a
Mel
bullshit.
Gibson says
But
a lot of wrong things.
Beretta's awesome, though.
And,
Beretta?
he's Australian, so, it's trying to show him how he's such a badass shot, and he's, like, sitting there, like,
the
blinking
smiley
every
face.
time.
So,
blinks
the smiley
every time
face while he shoots, and it's not even looking at the sights.
Besides that...
Is this
He's shooting like this.
Besides that bullshit, have you seen on Lethal Weapon... like the deleted scene where he goes to the school and there's a school shooter and all that.
No, I haven't seen it.
That's the best part of it. Where pretty much there's a school shooter, it's a sniper, and he's fucking banging off and shooting cops and shooting kids and all this. So he just walks up into the middle of it and fucking puts a mag at him with a fucking cigarette in his mouth and then walks away. And I know that's random, but like to me that was one of the best scenes that they didn't include in the movie. And back to how I'm right. Go ahead.
They did talk about like how great of a shot he's supposed to be because he's talking about outside the truck. He's like 8 or 10 guys could have made that shot.
Right, talking about being a sniper in Vietnam. Yep.
So it kind of does set the mood for him being an amazing shot. Then he fucking draws a smiley face, shoots
with
the smiley face.
Yep.
That became famous. Like there's so many movies that did that parody. Where they made smiley faces.
Well, of course.
I tried to try it with a Beretta.
I tried to do it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How'd that work out?
I made a straight face.
I got a smiley part, and then it went like fucking like random off the fucking page.
He had like an eye and a nose and like a couple teeth.
He had one eye. He had one eye.
It was fucked up. Well, yeah, he had a patch on, bro.
He had a face, but it was like completely off the silhouette.
No, mine was definitely straight face. I got the eyes, the nose, and then straight face. I couldn't get a curve for some reason.
I mean, that's your normal face. That one right there.
You like this face?
I know.
I'm kind of in between, to be honest with you.
So you still think?
Oh, like a bisexual. What y'all laughing at? Oh.
Still you're bi.
It definitely sets the
I mean,
Christmas atmosphere.
Sense.
Yeah.
Even at the end, because they have the tree up, they have the gifts, and he's like, hey, the fucking gift was that car coming through the fucking window for him. So there's kind of a little
Christmas
play there on it.
Christmas.
But it is really fucking dark. So if it's a Christmas movie, it is pretty fucking dark.
Gets tortured.
It is very dark.
Yeah.
No, and that's what we
They
said
talk
last
about
time.
raping his daughter.
Yeah, it's fucking dark.
That's what we said last time. Is dark as shit.
Yeah.
Depression and
It's
all that.
really
And that's
fucking dark.
But like, it didn't seem to me like.
And what's weird though is because it's also
don't let that happen.
It's also super kind of
do you want me
cringy
to
in
do?
some parts too.
Oh, bro, I'm telling
because
you,
of
like
when it was made.
Like
The-
depression.
some stuff
or
doesn't
around
hold up.
Christmas.
Sure.
Sometimes
Because
bad
it was
for
from the
cops.
80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've been dealing with that for fucking ever.
Well, I know, but
and maybe
it'll be
it's
worse
bad.
now.
Maybe it's bad storytelling.
Think so?
But I didn't take. Oh, they're having a conversation over there by
they are.
themselves.
We're having two different conversations.
Much more important.
It could be bad storytelling, but I didn't take away from it that like Christmas was the cause or like the trigger of his depression.
No, they made it the background thing.
Right. It was like it was the backdrop of the movie.
But you got to consider, like, it starts with it. He's fucking doing the drug deal in the Christmas tree place.
I still don't think it starts with it. Like the movie is
It's set like it starts with a Christmas song, sure,
right,
but
when it's talking about like who directed, and who's starring in photography, but like when you talk about the opening actual scene, there's Christmas lights.
yeah, but
like it's not like
what
that's
happens when we meet one of the main characters. Well, after his fucking suicide thing and all that, or his waking up naked.
Yeah,
he's in the Christmas tree place in the farm or whatever you want to call it, doing the drug deal undercover. So I mean, there's a good argument for it being one.
Okay,
to be honest with you,
yeah, I never disagreed with that.
There's a lot of fucking arguments for it.
I think that when it comes to something like Christmas, is way more pervasive on our society. So like all those things make more sense to where like when I was talking about Cape Fear and how 4th of July happens and there's fireworks in the background.
He's not fighting for his independence in that movie. There's just fireworks.
I guess there could have been a scene in that movie of Cape Fear of like them at a fireworks store. I'm trying to think of like the equivalent to like a fucking tree place.
The thing that you're not seeing is like with Die Hard, there's this kind of reconnection with his family. There's
the message of it is around
of we're coming back together,
right,
making new friends. And it's just a weird way of doing it. Whereas
both of them are just on their phones.
Yeah, they are. Whereas with Lethal Weapon, it's like you were talking about, kind of the depressed way of this guy wants to fucking kill himself at Christmas.
Oh, and it's one of the things for Christmas is a majority of the people are depressed during Christmas.
Yeah, a lot of people.
They don't have that. They don't have the connection.
They don't have the family. They've lost the family.
So
they don't have the friends.
To me, for the last few years, Christmas is fucking terrible because it's an uptick for work for me. And
so you're more away from your family.
Yeah. Well, that
it's
and
like
then everybody's
single white girls on February 14th.
Well, bro, yes, that's the thing. But everybody's committing suicide.
Yes.
Christmas.
Why? Because they're not around their family. They can't have their family. Whatever
Christmas
it is
sucks. So Christmas is fucking depressing.
I love how he avoided the whole confrontation with Chase. I'm still waiting for this.
What happened? What confrontation?
I'm waiting for this fight to happen.
What fight?
What?
Whatever the argument was.
No, he's talking about the ATF shit. Oh, yeah. I mean, ATF fucked it all up, bro.
That was supposed to trigger him, but Chase was like,
no, they did. It's one of the those lessons for this as how terrible they are and what not to do. So yeah, no disagreement.
That was horrible 90s tactics.
It's just like
they are terrible.
A lot of the FBI fucked up though. Like it's not just the ATF. A lot of fucked up things the FBI did.
Well, yes, FBI don't know how to do things.
Yeah,
they don't know how to operate. Come on now. They behind desks.
There was
I'm thinking about the FBI guy that did the backflip and lost his gun.
Yeah, that fucking nerd.
There was a few black eyes over the years, and that's what they're trying. The story they're trying to tell. Granted, they're all fucked up people too, but like
the cult was fucked up.
The story to tell is that people are having.
It's just a weird thing to bring up to me when you're talking about like 95 people, like a lot of them women and children dead.
Yeah.
Be like the cult was fucked up.
Yeah, I agree.
Kind of like missing the point.
I agree. Yep, I agree. Absolutely.
That's what they get for being a part of it.
Yeah, that's kind of what
You won't burn.
We told you to come out.
It shouldn't have been in a fucking cult.
Jesus should have protected you.
Yeah. If you believed more,
it was 50-something days. We said come out. Y'all said nah. So all right.
Should have had more sex. That's actually the real underlying fucking lesson here, ladies and gentlemen. have more sex. And
sexual repression is bad.
Yeah, it's bad. You'll end up being burned alive in a building.
Well, I mean, they had a lot of sex. Are you talking about
No,
like
they didn't have a lot of sex.
He had a lot of sex.
Oh, so you're talking about the guys. The women and kids had a lot of sex.
Sure they did. Fucking. I'm totally against that. I can't stand that shit.
Yeah.
I am too. I
would hope everybody
and
is.
I'm not
I just feel like it's a wrong way of putting it when you have like a place full of children. It's not like all the children were getting fucked.
No. Like I said, 12 was the youngest
12
that
is
they
fucked
talked
up.
about.
I'm not trying to justify 12. I just like because there was like a fuckload of little kids that were not getting
the thing that
like,
I was
abused.
saying. Yeah, well, the thing that I was saying, it wasn't like 12 and then the next one was 18. No, it was like 12 and then like she had a kid at 13 and then he was also like 14 and then 15
at the end,
and then some 16-year-olds. Like he was, yeah.
At the end, do they go into Oklahoma City? OKC?
Yep.
They don't go into it.
Oklahoma City. Oh, bro, the bombing.
I told D2 about it. She started looking it up after.
All right. So what do you want? Let's talk about that. Go ahead.
Well, so Waco is the middle story of the three. It's a trio. It's a whole line of stories.
You think they're going to do another show?
It starts with Ruby Ridge, leads over to Waco, and then goes all the way to Oklahoma City bombing.
Yeah,
they're all connected.
They are, but like the Oklahoma City bombing, it didn't have anything to do with like government overreach or people in charge.
Was it a revenge?
It was
for
the
Waco?
Revenge, though.
Yeah,
for Waco and Ruby Ridge,
supposedly.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, in that guy's mind, it was
in his mind. Exactly. Yeah. Well, I'm not saying it was right.
Dumb.
I'm not saying it was right.
Yeah, that was his reasoning, and we're talking about a guy crazy enough to bomb a place.
Oh, he's a former military guy. I thought he was a former
They're all former military.
When he former you?
Well, I don't know about Ruby Ridge, but Waco.
I thought he was Army.
Waco is former military, and OKC bombing was former military.
Was he Marine?
I think he might have been BMC.
Yeah,
I'll look it up.
I thought he was a U.
Yeah,
but so you think he was wrong? In his in his bombing because of the repression, the repression of the America for Waco.
Let me take this hard stance of being anti Oklahoma City bombing. Yeah, I think it was probably a dumb choice to just bomb a random federal building with a daycare in it. Yeah, I thought it was Army. Dude, I lived not very far from that when that happened. Like that was actually kind of close to home for me. So
he looks like
that
Rob.
place is really fucked up.
He look like what?
He looks like Rob.
Jesus Christ!
I mean, he looks like a few white people.
The nose.
Yeah. There's a few different white people that guy looks like.
If you had to build a white guy,
white people look the same, right?
I mean, I hate to say it, but it kind of looks a little Jewish. Sorry to go down that path. In fact, I feel like that guy probably hated Jews, so that's fucked up to say. But in that picture, I'm sorry.
What do you mean it's fucked up to say? How dare you call somebody that doesn't like Jews a Jew? How dare you?
They do.
I mean, there's something wrong with being Jewish.
But it doesn't go into that.
He does kind of remind me of like several Jews.
I think he looks like a Rob.
He looks like a Rob. Does he
Flying
look?
Planes and shit?
Or does the show like hint? Like at the very end,
doesn't.
At the very end, it shows a white man.
How it
drive
ends
up to a building.
is basically them talking about denying that they had anything to do with the fire, and it doesn't strictly show like, oh, the FBI started this fire. It doesn't do that. It just kind of wraps up with like here's these like 8 other instances to where this same gas was used, and it resulted in a fire, and everybody died.
And that's how they proved it. I gotta look at this video. Then I want to see it from my own eyes. I haven't seen the video.
Of the flame coming out of it. I don't know where you can fucking find it. I don't know, but I've seen it before. When I went down this whole rabbit hole because of Bill Hicks. Bill Hicks was a comedian, and he was at Waco. Like, he was one of the guys in the crowd out there, camped out there for days, watching the government, and fucking swore up and down he saw it himself in person. And then there's footage of it, and eventually I found it somewhere on the dark web. But who knows?
The dark web.
The dark web.
It's unconventional.
Not anymore.
Is why it was a problem, right? You don't fucking fight. You don't fight with a flamethrower to burn women and children alive.
Which is why I don't. It wouldn't make sense that they would even have a flamethrower at their disposal.
It was that time period.
It's not the 1940s.
We didn't use them. We used them all the way. We used them in Vietnam.
Not in vehicle-mounted flamethrowers.
Not vehicle-mounted, but we used fucking flamethrowers in Vietnam.
Yeah, sure, but they were leftover World War II shit.
This is 93.
Did we use? No, but they still have the weapons.
What's that?
Still have the weapons.
The fucking flamethrower?
Yeah.
Where? Because I want it.
You can buy it not a flamethrower.
Mad
I was about to say, I think Elon
would
makes
you
one.
be
if you had a
That's
flamethrower.
technically not a flamethrower.
Really
Oh my
mad.
god!
That's
Just
why
'cause
it's
he's
legal.
sitting on the side.
I would just shoot your tank.
Nah, bro. That's not how that works.
Ting.
Oh, yeah, with your suppressed.
That's all you hear is the ting. Ting. What the fuck is
And
that?
I'd be like, oh, no, it's about to explode. Nah, it's not, bitch. Ivan?
But anyways, it's the video I saw was ATV with the fucking thing coming out of it, and it was shooting flames.
Is it possible, like we were saying, the gas probably just
That's
ignited?
what I assumed when I watched it. Of like, oh, this gas caught fire, and they didn't shut it off.
What
They
if
just
it's-
let it fucking
What
kept
if it's
going.
fucked
and
up?
it
Some
fucking shooting
ATF
flames in
agent
there.
is just like sticking a lighter into the.
Well, I mean,
like a
Yes,
hairspray, like a hairspray can in the back of the fucking. He's like,
think about a construction going into a house and like fucking ripping a house apart. You don't think there's anything that could cause a spark, like wires in the wall?
There's a bunch of shit.
The older buildings like that. Oh, yeah, bro. Fucking
Wasn't that
terrible.
old? They hand built it themselves
Yeah. In 90
with
something.
the power of Colt.
In
Yeah.
90 something, yes.
my house is older than that though.
Yeah. But has it
What?
been redid?
Your house is not older than that
It
house. Is it?
What's been redid in here?
Just
Everything.
redundant
everything.
No,
So then
most things are original.
But
Make
it doesn't really matter what your house is made out of. When they're fucking ripping your walls down, there's generally wires that have power in them.
Make sure ATF doesn't come here. You'll be fine.
I can't remember if they were still out of power at that time, though.
Flamethrower trucks.
I think that they were.
Yeah,
So maybe
I don't
that doesn't
know
make
if that-
sense.
if that was a weapon.
gas lines.
Bro, but
if
I
they
mean,
interrupted
if
a gas
there's
line,
no
all it takes is a little
building
spark.
for them to hide in, you win. So, I mean, that's win for
So
ATF.
take down.
All they have to do is knock over a
That's
stove
the
or
tactic.
something.
Take down building. Done.
Yep. They're not hiding anymore.
You can't hide anymore.
Now you can shoot them because that's kind of what happened. Not?
5 people. I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Please
How
look
many?
it up.
How many people fucking had bullet holes in their head?
Look it up. See
At
what
the
it
end of
says.
Like 52.
Because to my knowledge, that is not true. There's not really.
Well, if
a
you go
massive
off the
amount of people.
Netflix thing, then sure, it's not true.
No. Because
No, I
like we were talking, this is something I've been interested in well before a Netflix special.
He's been interested in it.
No, same here, bro. Like starting a
So
cult.
both of you guys.
and like flamethrowers and
What more do you want out of the story?
He's just looking
bro.
at what
10
not to
lives.
do.
nerd. Yeah, how I can be better. Oh, weird. I know how to do it now.
Bunch of dudes around, but he's the only one having sex. Yeah, that sounds about right.
What else?
10
is new?
wives. 10 wives.
Nah, fuck that. It's too much of a headache. Go back to the dudes. What are you talking
That's
about?
why guys started fucking goats.
What just happened? You just have a seizure?
I think
you
Oh, he
just
broke in.
Fred.
Yeah, I broke him.
Broken. Broken. Like his finger's still fucked up. Yeah, that one works.
this one works just fine. It's the only one that needs to fucking work. It's the longer one. This hits the G spot though. It hooks right in there.
In your butthole? Sure.
Yes, and in yours.
No, we need to work on that.
Is it weird that
I
like
have to turn it.
when we're talking about only like one guy getting to have sex with all the women, I go back to like the walrus, fucking the penguin.
Fucking the penguin. You in the fucking
Bro,
walrus.
there's
fucking
Because there's only
penguin.
one walrus that gets to
There's
fuck all the walrus
a
chicks.
lot of
That's where that comes from.
A lot of sexual frustration going on right now.
Right, that's what causes it.
Ugh. So we're fucking a penguin here soon?
That's what walruses do. That's what humans fuck
Bro,
goats. Walruses
That's how
fuck
you
penguins.
know.
What do you want?
That's how you know you need a release when you're watching walruses rape penguins.
So we need to get him a hooker.
We need to get him a walrus. No, we need to get him a penguin. It's-
I was gonna go with a hooker, but sure. We're doing
Bestiality, why not?
bestiality.
I mean, he
burning
keeps-
bitches down and bestiality.
He
This
keeps
is a
saying
good
goat.
show.
Just get him a goat.
this is a great show.
I am
Holy
not
shit.
Middle Eastern.
I cannot believe that that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. The lessons to take away from here is start a cult, be the only one having sex, have sex with penguins only,
Yep.
and then you'll be good to go.
No. You have sex with all the women, and then you have a bunch of penguins for the other guys.
So the other guys are having sex with penguins while you're having sex with
Yes.
women.
Yeah, the reason why they were fucking raping the penguins is because they couldn't have
It's because
sex with
one walrus is getting all the fucking walrus poop.
So like, fuck it, I'll just fuck the penguin.
Yes.
Exactly.
So one penguin then.
I mean, what else are you gonna do?
I mean, they're only good once.
Do you throw it away afterwards?
It's a one-time usage.
So it's a penguin condom? Is that what it is?
It's a
Penguin
It's one-time usage. That's it. You use it one and done. That's it. Next, it's fucking disposable. Just
Next penguin.
Throw it back in the water. The fucking whales
Next
will get
happy
it.
feet. Come
What
on.
the fuck just happened? All right, that's fucking it. I can't get any more into this shit. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to another show. It's been fucking awesome. Again, the whole family's here. Make sure that you guys follow all the social media platforms. I know we didn't say at the beginning of the show, but stonecoldworks.com. Make sure that you go to stonecoldworks.com
really
and visit his website. He is a Cerakoter, but he does a lot of other things as well. Check out his website. It's really fucking dope. If you have a boring black gun at the house and you want to go ahead and paint it anything that you want, including designs, make sure you check him out at stonecoldworks.com. Let him know that Covert Standard sent you up. Or sent you over there. I have Chase, a.k.a. Bad Karma Live. Follow him on Instagram.
Good friends, bad places.
That's generally what happens. I've got Clear Malfunction. Make sure you follow him on Instagram.
Chase, just know I bite my thumb at you.
You bite your thumb at me, sir. I bite my thumb at you.
It was funny. It was funny 45 minutes ago. Not so funny.
Call back to a joke you guys didn't hear. Thanks. You're welcome.
You're absolutely welcome for that one. I got El Jefe at El Jefe.
No, I think it's just
at El Hef.
Hef Lee?
Hef Lee.
Nerd.
Hef _ Lee.
I think
Remember when I got his last name wrong? I said Gils. Yeah. What is it? Hef Lee. What is it? Plug it.
What?
I don't know. He doesn't even know what it is. Say bye.
Bye.
Okay. And I am the Nitro Panda. Make sure you follow me on Instagram as well. Follow Covert Standard page as well in there. CovertStandard.com. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for listening, bitches.
Burning shit
Start Colts
down.
And start fires.
Don't forget, Colts having sex with penguins. Done.
Fucking flamethrowers on tanks. That's what ATF does.